How sweet it is. Here we are in November. Halloween is in the rearview mirror. Thanksgiving is coming up. November, by the way, also happens to be Diabetes Awareness Month. Over 38 million people in the United States have diabetes, according to recent CDC statistics. And in addition to limiting tasty treats, there are some other ways you could manage your blood sugar. To help us out with that, today we're joined by registered dietitian Lisa Andrews of Soundbites Nutrition to offer some sage advice when it comes to holiday eating. I know you love the food puns, Lisa. Great to see you.
Just for you, Pete.
I love that. I love that. So when it comes to the holidays, obviously, there's food everywhere, and especially for people if they're managing diabetes or looking to manage their blood sugar. What are some of the best ways that we could do that?
So the first thing I want to start with is don't skip meals. And really that goes for anybody, but it's particularly important for people with diabetes because their blood sugar can go too low. So that's a problem. You don't want somebody passing out at your dinner table. And the other thing is that most people tend to overeat when they skip meals because they think, well, for one, they're ravenous. And then secondly, from a psychological standpoint, you think, well, I haven't eaten all day. What's one more piece of cake or pie? So you really want to kind of curb that and eat throughout the day and stay fueled.
All right. So aside from that, we want to make sure that we're eating the right things. What sort of strategies do you have then for managing blood sugar?
Yeah, great question. I always suggest that you have a little base of protein with all of your meals and snacks, particularly if you're going to have some kind of carbohydrate with it. So you can pair some cheese with grapes, or like a hard-boiled egg with some crackers or fruit. This is like a higher protein yogurt, some tuna on crackers, or even like something low carb, like either nuts or seeds, or some veggies with some dip.
Got to make sure you get that balance, and protein, big part of that too.
Yeah, exactly, and it helps to also curb your appetite. So it's not just good for people with diabetes; it's also good for anybody trying to manage their weight during the holidays, which we all are. So
of course.
Not going too high, exactly.
Right. All right, so now when it comes to like all the recipes too for food and everything, what are some ways that people might be able to modify those recipes that is kind of helpful for their blood sugar? Yeah,
so like I've made these pumpkin bars, but I reduced the sugar by about 25%. So normally calls for a cup of sugar. I use 3/4 of a cup. And then I substituted half of the flour with whole wheat flour and then added some oatmeal, which gives it a little bit more fiber and some texture. And I also added some chopped walnuts, good source of omega-3 fatty acids, as well as a little bit of protein and fiber. And then these are some ways that you can season things. I'm a huge fan of this ginger paste.
Yeah.
But things don't always need to be sugary. They might just need a little bit of help, from some spices or flavorings.
Get that little bit of flavor and spice then.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got like some vanilla. Cinnamon is actually good for blood sugar, but it pairs really nicely together with the pumpkin.
And it smells really good.
Yeah, and I'm leaving these for you guys to eat, of course.
Oh, awesome. We appreciate that.
Yes.
Well, Lisa, if somebody's watching this and they'd love to, connect with you and learn more, how can they do that? What's the best way?
So you can find me at NutriGirl on most social media channels, and then my website is soundbitesnutrition.com.
All right. So, and again, don't skip those meals. Just make sure you're eating correctly.
Yes.
All right, Lisa, thanks so much for being with us.
Anytime.